Hello and welcome to your March 2022 forecast readings with me, Intuitive Rene. Always such an honor and privilege to be here for you, and thank you for giving me the space to create this kind of content that keeps you inspired, motivated, and enthusiastic about life. So we are looking at March 2022. I actually can't quite wrap my head around that, but anyway, um, what this video is a series of 12 individual videos that are the same but completely different. Basically, I record a single video for each sign of the zodiac using the same layout or the same spread, the same deck of cards, but obviously the cards that come through, the messages that come through, and the reading that comes through will be completely different for each sign of the zodiac. So there are 12 identical spreads or 12 identical readings, and you get to choose one based on your sun sign. And if you know yourself, your astrology, and you know your rising sign and your moon sign, you're welcome to watch those as well to get other aspects or just another angle on your own life and your own what's coming through for you during the month of March 2022. So these videos, these taroscopes as I call them, they are released the week before the new month. So in the last week of the previous month, you will get them, which is why you're now getting the March readings. And the way that I suggest that you work with this is obviously before the month starts itself, watch the video to get an idea of what's in store for you, what you need to be aware of, what you need to know about, what's coming up for you, so that you can almost plan and be prepared for anything. And then during the month, at least once, I would say about halfway through, but anytime that you find yourself facing a challenge or facing a problem, come back to the video and look at it, watch it again, even if you just pick out certain aspects of it, just to remind you and to help you stay focused on whatever it is that you need to stay focused on. So before I push the record button, I do all the behind the work scenes of connecting to spirit and setting the intentions and all of that other kind of good stuff, and making sure that I set the intentions correctly for each one of you. So it is a collective reading, so it's for everybody who has the same sign of the zodiac, but each one of you will hear something different through the reading, and that's the intention that I set, and that's the way that I work with spirit. We're using the tarot just as a tool, just to help formulate, if I can say, the stuff that needs to come across. And for this month, for the month of March, I am working with two amazing decks. The first one I'm going to work with is if I can get the glare off, is the Enchanted Map Oracle. And the Enchanted Map Oracle is going to give us our theme for the month ahead. And it's the first card that we're going to draw through the reading. And like I said, I do love working with this particular deck. This is such an old deck. I think it's like one of the first that ever joined my collection from the Oracle point of view. And I mean, it is so old and grubby and dirty and fabulous. So I love working with Enchanted Map to give us our theme for the month ahead. And then, getting quite excited, I'm going to work with the Spacious Tarot. So the Spacious Tarot is a normal, typical tarot deck, but from a different perspective. The whole deck, every single card, if I remember correctly, there's no people in the deck, so it's almost like from your eyes. Okay, so it's if you're looking at whatever's in front of you, but from your eyes or from your vantage point, it's the Spacious Tarot. It's the space in front of you. So because we're doing a forward look, because we're looking at the month ahead, I thought working with the Spacious Tarot, and it's such a beautiful deck. The artwork is just exquisite. So quite looking forward to working with Spacious Tarot as well. And of course, they're a beautiful sized deck. It's not overly large and difficult for me to shuffle and to work with. They're a beautiful size, perfect size as far as I'm concerned. So those are the two decks that I'm going to be working with. And as I mentioned earlier on, I am doing quite a detailed spread. I've got 10 cards or 10 card positions. So I'm going to shuffle and lay out 10 cards and read. It is the same format that I used in February. So if you enjoyed the format I used, then we're going to work with the same format for the month of March. And we're going to lay out the 10 cards and just see what comes through for every one of you. This particular intro is a generic intro. So I'm recording this intro once, and I'm just going to add it into every single video that I create hereafter for the March Taroscopes. And I just do it to save myself repetitive talking, and also because when I start recording and I start like with Aries and move all the way through to Pisces, I get in the zone, okay? And because of that, I want to just, when I'm doing those readings, just get straight into it and bring through whatever information that you need. If you enjoy this kind of content and if you enjoy these taroscopes, I am just a small channel here on YouTube. I'm nobody big and fancy and fabulous. So the best way to support and to show appreciation for what I do is to give the video a thumbs up and a comment below. Get all your friends to come and watch. But the more you interact with the video, the more you're letting YouTube know that this is good content and other people need to see it. So YouTube will recommend it to other people, and that's the best way to support me, and also just to show me that that you do enjoy what I do. So thank you so much, and let's get straight into your reading. Right, Taurus, let's get straight into your reading and let's have a look and see what does March 2022 have in store for you. So shuffling the Enchanted Map Oracle just to get our theme for the month ahead, and we just want a single card from this deck. And I am going to take that one over there. Right, excuse the glare, it will be temporary. Let's have a look, Taurus. What is the theme for the month ahead for you? We have got the Sacred Pool, card number 47. How absolutely amazing is that? You know, we don't know what the Sacred Pool contains. We don't know what's inside the Sacred Pool, but what we do know is that it is whatever we want and whatever we need. You can see there's like an energy that's coming out of the Sacred Pool. Let's see if I can get it a bit closer. There is definitely an energy that's coming out of that Sacred Pool. And, you know, if you dip your toe in, or if you drink from, or if you have any kind of experience within that, you are tapping into a resource or an energy that can help you achieve absolutely anything. So I think this is telling you that, and it's interesting because the Sacred Pool is something that exists. But it exists outside of yourself. It exists in a place separate to you. And I think this is Spirit saying to you that you have access to the Sacred Pool. You have access to this pool of energy, this pool of knowledge, this pool of inspiration, this pool of wisdom. And you can use it to help you navigate your life and to navigate your experiences. But I do think the Sacred Pool is also a reminder for you that you don't have to do everything on your own. You don't have to try and figure things out. The Sacred Pool is basically calling you in and saying to you, I'm here. I have so much to offer you. There is so much available, but you've got to come here and you've got to drink. Have you ever heard that saying that you can lead a horse to water, but you can't make her drink? So Taurus, this is what I'm getting from the Sacred Pool. The pool is there. The knowledge, the inspiration, the energy, whatever it is that you need in your life is there. It's accessible. It's available to you. But you have to drink. You have to accept. You have to take it in. So this is Spirit saying, I've led you to the Sacred Pool. Now what are you going to do with that? Okay. So as a theme for the month ahead, I actually think, oh, there's a hair on the table. I actually think that's amazing. I think that's really, really wonderful because, you know, it doesn't matter. We don't know what area of life it's relating to or what area of life it means, but it's just Spirit confirming and saying to you that whatever it is you're going through, whatever it is you're facing, whatever it is you're working through, there is stuff, I call it stuff, there is energy, there is situation, there is circumstance available to you to help you in whatever you need, whenever you need it, however you need it. But you do have to do the work of drinking, of taking in, allowing, and accepting. All right. I am shuffling now the Spacious Tarot, and I'm going to lay out 10 cards, and then we're going to get straight into your reading. Okay, so cards are shuffled, cutting the deck over there, and let's lay out the cards. See if I can get them all to fit and to be lined up straight. Okay, so we've got two twos. We've got two twos. Okay, then we've got onto a 7. Another 2. Oh my word, this is getting interesting. Am I going to fit my last one in? Yes. I always worry that my cards won't fit. Okay. 10 cards laid out. All right. So, Taurus, we have got the Sacred Pool, which we have now discussed and spoken about and given information on. And then on the rest of the 10 cards, just as I get a sort of an overview. So we've got the 3 twos, which is actually very interesting because the number 2 talks about, you know, a single, independent, brave, confident individual joining with another single, brave, confident individual. Suddenly we become duality. We become yin and yang. We become the strength and the weakness all in one, which I think, you know, meaning with the Sacred Pool, you on your own are fabulous, but you with the Sacred Pool are double fabulous. Okay. So all these twos is definitely talking about union, talking about duality, coming together, working together, that kind of thing. Just want to see if anything else is sort of jumping at me as I look at all of this. We've got 1, 2, 3, 4 pentacles. Okay, so 4 pentacles out of the 10 that we've drawn, excluding the oracle. The 4 pentacles out of the 10 being the majority talks about our stuff, our tangibles, our physical things. So it's going to be about finding our balance and finding our duality and finding our strength, if I can put it that, with regards to our monies, but understanding that we have access to whatever we need whenever we need it. We just need to drink from the sacred pool. All right, Taurus, let's get into your reading. So where are you at? I mean, like, what is March all about? And March is all about, we've got the duality here between these two. You can see we've got the pink and we've got it's actually like a dark purple. All right, and we've got the two opposite sticks. They're exactly the same, but they're opposite. I mean, this one is perfect. I mean, it's perfectly straight. It's perfectly precisioned and angled and carved and whatever else. And then this white one's a little bit crooked. The white one's like, it's imperfect, but both of them, perfect straightness and creation and angle versus imperfect, both come to the same point. And I do think for each one of you, Taurus, this is exactly what Spirit is saying. March is going to be about recognizing your strengths and your imperfections and finding that balance and finding that blend between the two, and using whatever is available to you, whether it be somebody's help, whether it be a situation or a circumstance, but it's about moving into that and accepting and taking in the support and the help that is available to you. So it certainly looks like March is going to be a very, very interesting month for you indeed. The challenge comes in for you. The challenge comes in trying to find a balance between it all. So what we have here is we've got this infinity symbol, this continuous, never-ending kind of figure of 8. But it is the Two of Pentacles, which is the card of finding balance with our material possessions. It's about finding balance with our money. So as much as the whole month is going to be about identifying, I'm going to call it your strengths and your weaknesses, trying to find a balance between all of this is going to be the challenge for us. Because again, Taurus, we like jumping into things. We like moving forward. We like, we're not really the kind to sit back and wait. Patience is not our strongest virtue. So we want to achieve so much and we want to do so much. But because we're, and I'm tempted to use the word stubborn here, and I do apologize. I don't mean it in the way that it sounds, but maybe I do, because it's what I'm hearing from Spirit. We mustn't allow our stubbornness to prevent us from drinking from the sacred pool in trying to find our balance. Sometimes we have to accept the help from somebody else. Sometimes we have to do things that we ordinarily wouldn't do in order to find that balance. But it certainly looks like, Taurus, that the challenge for the month of March is going to be in trying to find your balance while understanding your strengths and your weaknesses, and obviously accessing the energies and the services that are available to you all. Okay, so this challenge and this situation and this whatever that we have, I have to giggle because this is the card of patience. This is the card of understanding the long term, understanding that things, there's a certain process and a procedure and an order to things, and we can't speed it up. No matter how much we want to, and no matter how much we try, you just cannot speed things up. Some things just take amount of time. And then if we look at this huge, big, massive, beautiful pumpkin that we've got here, how long did it take that pumpkin to grow? We could add all the fertilizer to the soil that we wanted to. We could, water it, nurture it, fertilize. We can do absolutely everything available to us. But actually, the pumpkin's going to take as long as the pumpkin's going to take to grow. And even though you have access to all these resources, you've got to find the balance in everything that you do, recognizing your strengths, recognizing your weaknesses, recognizing your imperfections and your perfections. But yet, through all of that, you still have to remain patient. Okay? So the Seven of Pentacles is a card of understanding the bigger picture, understanding the whole scenario. And also it is about recognizing that the seeds that you plant today, you will only benefit from later down the line. So I don't think this is you ready to harvest your pumpkins. Okay? I think this is you recognizing that it's a good time, using the energy in the sacred pool. It's a good time to start planting the seeds that you're going to be working with, or harvesting, or being able to access at a later stage. This is absolutely what we need to do. We need to be planting now so that we may reap and receive at a later stage. Good. How did we get here? How did we get to this point in our life? So the Two of Cups talks about partnership. It talks about working together. It talks about union. Okay. So the Two of Cups is saying to you that there's obviously been, in your particular case, a situation where you've had a conversation with somebody, an interaction, or an experience even with a person that has made you question yourself, question your reality, your life, your circumstance, everything that you are. And through the questioning, you're at a point now where you're sort of saying, okay, but is this all there is? Or is there more? Because when I look at the three that we have over there, and I look at this one as to what brought you here, it's almost like saying there was an interaction. We could have just been two people sailing merrily along on our own, sitting on our own lily pads and just whatever, but somehow we were brought together. And the union and the coming together has been absolutely amazing. Maybe that's where the sacred pull comes in. Maybe this other individual is the sacred pull. So Two of Cups can sometimes be romantic relationships, but in this particular case, no, I don't believe it is. I think this is an interaction that you had, a temporary interaction that you have had with somebody. So Taurus, when I look at the four that we've covered already, excuse me, March is all about recognizing where you are perfect and where you are not perfect. And in everything that you're doing, trying to find that balance, trying to find that blend of how much effort versus how much reward versus how much of anything. And also recognizing that we have to be thinking long term. We have to be thinking bigger picture. And we have to understand that things we do today will only affect us or will only come into play months down the line or sometime down the line. But it's also about recognizing opportunities, and that sometimes things are orchestrated. The universe, through that sacred pull, the universe orchestrates circumstances, situations, and events that bring two people or two situations together for something relevant. So I am going to say to you, Taurus, during the month of March, any chance meetings, okay, don't ignore them, all right? Any kind of chance gatherings or meetings, or if you bump into somebody that you haven't seen for a long time, pay attention and ask yourself, how are they going to help me? What is it that I need to learn? What is it that I need to take? Because maybe they are the sacred pool. Maybe they are the situation that you need to drink from. Okay. So what support is available to you during the month of March? And here we have the Guardian of Swords. So the Guardian of Swords is shown by this beautiful bird, and you can see how he is resting on the handle. I don't know what that's called, the handle of the sword. But it's almost like, making sure that they're around, close by, but also that they can get a good vantage point on seeing everything that's going on around them. And obviously, if he sees or hears anything that doesn't sound right, he's going to make some noise and he's going to fly around and he's going to set the alarm off and alert everybody to the situation. And you've got to understand that this is spirit. Spirit will step back and watch you do whatever it is that you need to do. Spirit are not going to do things for you. Nobody's going to drink from that water for you. They've led you to the water. Now it's up to you to drink. And they will watch. They will always be close by. Spirit are near. And I definitely think this is Spirit saying to you, it's time. Whatever it is that you've been working on, whatever it is that you've been waiting for, whatever it is that you've been longing for the longest time, this is confirmation from Spirit that the time is now. They've got you. They're guarding. They're watching over you, but they're not going to do it for you. The Guardian of Swords was one saying you've got to have a solid plan. You've got to know what you're doing. You've got to know how you're doing it, when you're doing it, why you're doing it. It's almost like I want to call him the project manager, okay? You've got to have it all written down. You've got to have it all well planned, because if you don't have it well planned, you're going to miss the opportunities. We need to be patient, but then we've got to understand that there's a process that needs to unfold while we are working with our perfections and imperfections and finding the balance of everything that we're doing. What are we working towards, Taurus? Let's have a look. The Ten of Wands. Now, we have all of these, I'm going to call them sticks. Okay, they're actually wands, but I'm going to call them sticks because they look like sticks. We have all these sticks standing up. It hasn't been easy to get them. It hasn't been easy to accumulate them. It hasn't been easy to get them together in the right place at the right time or whatever it is. The Ten of Wands is the card that talks about exhaustion. It talks about stress. It talks about the struggle. But it also talks about achievement. because it's saying to you that yes, it's been a long, hard, difficult road. Nighttime is falling. You've been working, you've been on at it the whole day long. But this is a confirmation from Spirit that even though you're feeling so overwhelmed and so exhausted and so tired, and you feel like it's just been this never-ending cycle, the truth of the matter is you're just about there. You're literally 2 steps away from arriving at or achieving the goals, the dreams, and the ambitions that you've had. But in order to do this, you don't have to be stubborn, okay? And you don't have to try and do everything on your own. It's okay to take on a bit of help. It's okay to get a little bit of assistance from people in your life. The pool is available to you. Use it as and when you need to. But this is confirmation from Spirit that as you get through the month, as March unfolds for all of you, you're going to see things getting clearer and clearer, clearer and clearer. And you're going to see that all this hard work and all this effort that you've put into it has not been for nothing. So whatever you're working on, whatever you're working through, just keep persevering, keep putting in the effort, because it's going to work out well for you. Okay. I don't know if anybody noticed this card lying casually down the bottom here, but if you did and you've been stressed about it, please don't be, because actually this is fabulous. So it is the dreaded death card, okay? The dreaded death card that everybody panics about, that everybody's so nervous about, but it's one that we actually all need to completely embrace, because death is actually about transformation. It's about evolution. It's about progress. It's about change. And in order to change, in order to transform, in order to grow, in order to adapt, we have to evolve. And we have to let go of certain portions of ourselves and certain aspects of ourselves. So this particular death card is the way that people are perceiving you at the moment. So anybody in your life, whether they're a family member, whether they're a workmate, whether they're a colleague or a friend, or just, anybody that you see at the gym, whatever it may be, they're looking at you and going, gosh, you're changing. And when this card comes up in this kind of a context, I think it's referring to the fact that you are changing physically, emotionally, mentally, everything, career, everything, because we've got such a mix of all of that up there. So this is a confirmation from Spirit that people are noticing the effort that you've been putting into your own life, and that people are starting to recognize how different you are, okay? And you want to be different. Let's be honest. Nobody wants to be the same forever. I mean, how dull and boring is that? So this is people starting to recognize and to notice who you are, what you are, the changes that you've brought about, the changes that you're developing for yourself. And this card, which is the very first card of the tarot, card 0, and it is known as the Fool. In traditional tarot, this card, you would see the person about to step off the ledge, and there's a little dog with him. But remember, this particular deck is from your vantage point, so it's like you're looking out your own eyes, and here is the ledge that he's about to step off on. And look at the beautiful skyline that we have. The artwork is just stunning. So the Fool here is basically saying to you that you feel as if there's no restrictions. You feel as if there's no limits. You feel as if there is unlimited potential available to you. But you have to just have the courage and the confidence to take that leap of faith, to step off the ledge. We can't see what lies beyond, and it looks like it's a long drop down to nothingness. But the truth of the matter is, maybe just slightly down from there is a series of steps that leads you to wherever it is that you need to be. We don't know, okay? But you have the confidence, and you have to have the courage, and you have to take that step, take that leap of faith, and know that it's all going to be absolutely okay. So when I look at these two cards together, this is the way that people are seeing you, and this is how you are seeing yourself. You're seeing yourself as having potential opportunity, but you're a little bit nervous because it's frightening to step off. It's frightening to step into the unknown. But honestly, when I look at everything that's coming through for you here, Taurus, this is confirmation from Spirit that if you just accept the help, accept whatever is in that sacred pool, take whatever energy is available to you and let it help you to propel you and to launch you and to help you step into the life of whatever it is that you need. Fears that you may have, insecurities, doubts, and fears that you may have here is the Four of Pentacles. And it's about knowing when to hold on and when to let go. Because that's what we've got here. When is the right time to actually let go and to drop and to know that I'm going to be okay? Do I wait until I've lost all my pines? or when is the right time? When? Do I stay on or do I let go? Where am I supposed to be? What is the potential outcome here? Like all of these insecurities and doubts of knowing when the right time is. So that is the thing that's going through your mind. And this is your biggest fears at the moment, is like, when is the right time? And again, Taurus, the message that's coming through for you right here is this is the right time. March is the right time for you to take that leap of faith, to step in, regardless of your perfections and your imperfections. The only way that you're going to find the balance is by trusting that the time is right and it's time to go. It's time to step. You've got spirit watching over you. You're so close to achieving your goals, and everything has come about because of the patience that you had in the connections that you've had with other people. And let's have a look and see what is the outcome for the month of March. And what we have here is the Six of Pentacles. Six of Pentacles, we have got two nests, and they look like, exact duplicates of themselves. I love that we've got these tiny little flowers with them as well. And the Six of Pentacles is the card of being of service, of helping, of guiding, of supporting somebody else. Six of Pentacles is the card of saying, whatever it is that you have excess of, let's use that to help somebody else. Let's use that to guide or assist somebody else in elevating their own selves. So that is a confirmation, Taurus, that everything that you're doing during the month of March is actually so that you are better able to help somebody else on their journey. You have done everything that you can for your own self. You are growing, you are evolving, you are changing, you are succeeding in absolutely everything. But at the end of the day, it's just so that we can offer more to somebody else and help somebody else on their journey. And it looks like you're going to do really that. It looks like you're going to have a fantastic month, as long as we just always recognize about finding that duality, working within our limits and restrictions, and whatever energy, service, person, system, whatever it is that's available to you, use it. Take it on, because the universe, spirit, have provided you with a sacred pool. So use it to your advantage. Good. Taurus, have an amazing month with love and blessings from my heart to yours. And until we connect again, take care.